In this video, you're going to see more than 12,000 damage in just 5 minutes. And if you're wondering how that's even possible, the answer is the Fauteur. What might just be the most underrated OP tier 11 heavy Wargaming has ever added. I will also show you multiple 10,000 damage games, teach you how to play this beast, and one crazy 5v11 battle that we should have never won. So without wasting another second, let's jump straight into the first replay and see how this tank racks up over 12k in just 5 minutes. We are playing the Fauteur on Malinovka in full tier 11 matchmaking. We head over to the hill. First, I notice the trees are getting knocked down here, and I also get spotted, which means there's obviously a tank in there, so I already prepare myself and start shooting him. And we instantly get into a heavy fight with lots of enemy tanks. Now the Fauteur's only weak spot is its cupola, but you can protect it by carefully lifting the gun to cover it while you are reloading. The enemy took the most important position, the windmill, which means that I had to play really defensive and I had to get them to push more into us. At this point, I thought the game was completely lost. Can you guys like do something? After pushing back the Black Rock, I could finally go to the left side and also help my team out on the lower flank. Oh, that's bad. Finally, our ally Taschenrath reaches the hill, which gives us a golden opportunity to push along with him and take back the windmill, the most important position. Rat is saving the day, man. At this point we had 6,000 damage and there was nothing else left for us to do in this game than to clear out the hill and then start our final push towards their base. And now there's gonna be two interesting things happening. First this. No, they have a rat at the base, guys. And this. Okay, now we're talking. $12k? $12k, chat? Yo! Alright. 12,238. Now, if you like that game, you're gonna absolutely love this next one, where we end up in multiple team fights, do 10,000 damage, and also get really close to our base getting capped. But is it gonna be possible to win this? Let's find out. Look what we have, guys. I just unbanned this map. We are playing on Erlenberg, and the position that we have to go to is at the castle here on the right side. How would you rate the Fauteur compared to the other tier 11? Is it as good as it is right now or need a bit more? Bro, I think that they overbuffed this tank, honestly. Dude, yesterday I closed my eyes and I did 12,000 damage. I didn't even try hard. Low roll. Since I have lots of allies around me, I try to play as aggressive as possible and dish out some really good early game damage. Wow, what the? That's better. 674. We're losing the other side quite fast, which means that we have to go for some kills ASAP. Once again, this battle just shows that this tank has incredible damage potential. I mean, you're derping people every 8 seconds for 600 alpha damage. This is absolutely nuts. It's alpha, dude. Even he underflanking us. Did he just get panned by the AP with the RT? Boo! After finishing off everybody on this flank, I noticed that the enemies are pushing from behind really aggressively. Now I'm gonna have to be quick because they're also capping the base, and I have to get as many kills again as fast as possible. But before I show you how this absolutely ridiculous battle ends, let me quickly show you Tyr, the sponsor of this video. Tyr is an upcoming MMO tank shooter that's built around tactical team battles and big armored vehicles. In Tyr, you can play tanks in team battles, and each has its own armor profile, which means if you angle correctly, you can bounce incoming shots like a boss and dominate. And if you angle incorrectly, well, congratulations, you've just invented ventilation. But Tyr isn't just about armor. Each tank has its own tech tree, upgrades, ammo choices and components, so you can build your vehicle around how you actually like to play. Want to be a stealthy scout? A frontline bunker? You can build for all of that. And once you max out a tank, you unlock keystone tech, which can completely change how the tank works in battle. So your favorite vehicle doesn't just get stronger, it can also get weirder. There's also asymmetric vision, which basically means if you position well, you can see and spot enemies for your team while they literally can't see you back. It's like hide and seek but with 60 tons of armor. And since Tyr has some sci-fi elements, the devs get to do things normal tank games can't. For example, there's a tank that literally turns into a jet, because apparently driving wasn't chaotic enough. The game is free to play and is designed for competitive play with no pay to win vehicles, ammo or consumables, so everyone starts matches on an even playing field. The playtest has been set to open on Steam, so join immediately without a wait. If you want to check it out, you can wishlist Tyr on Steam using the link in the description and follow development as the game gets closer to release. Thank you Tyr for sponsoring this video, and now let's get back into it. The enemy RT is shooting AP and he actually bounces and misses me once, which is really lucky. But now I'm gonna have to kill this 140 ASAP and go for the cap. Oh, is there? No. 9 kills and 10k! 1 second and we actually win that. Could have been 10k and 10 kills. Unfortunately I had no time to win that one, but this next one is gonna be even more breathtaking. We are playing on Lakeville and I rush towards the 1-2 line instantly, and we already see our first opponent, the 57 Heavy, who's playing really aggressive. Hello. 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 If you want to hire paid actors like him, just head over to my website kajzoo.com and check out our fine selection over there. As this Tasharata bounced me a couple of times already, he kind of gave up on me and just gave me his full lore plate, and I was farming him like crazy. A lot of people have been asking me what is the best tier 10 heavy tank in the game right now, and I honestly have to say that the Flotter and the BZ-79 are really good contenders. You can see the Flotter has incredibly good armor and you will bounce so many shots, it's crazy. This position is just perfect for this tank, because this thing can absolutely hide his cupola on the right side and peek from the left. And don't be afraid to use the high alpha mode. As you can see, I aim very carefully and I fully aim my shots and we just do so much damage. Ah, a little bit to the left. He has calm on us, so I wouldn't spot him. I mean, in this position, this tank is pretty good. Oh, he got penned by the RT. He's still there. Look at this guy. He just got penned by RT. Nice, pixel. 1 pixel and I do 800 damage to this guy. Since the contriver is completely left alone, I push him to finish him off. He doubled and he didn't register. It's funny. And now all we had to do was just find the gorilla and the RT. 1 damage, exactly your IQ, huh? Nice, good game finally. In this next battle, we are going to be doing more than 10,000 damage again. So let me show you how you can destroy Siegfried line with this tank. It is super simple. You just activate the low alpha gun mode, drive to this position, go behind your allies, and start farming the opponents like nothing. Hello. Now if you look carefully, after every single shot, I immediately move my turret as to avoid getting shot in the cupola. Damn, he's making so many mistakes, but I can't hit the cupola. Nice, finally. Tier 11 is very hard to play because of the constant cupola sniping, but you have to learn that you have to peek really fast in order to get away with these trades. I think this tank is tall enough so I can hit the contriver cupola all the time. Oh. I notice the photo is out of position, so I go for a cheeky shot. At this point the score is 1-5, so I need to be really vigilant on what the enemy is doing, and I see this Stationer at the push, which gives me a huge opportunity to farm him. At the same time I see my Ratta is in trouble, so I go on ahead and try to help him by pushing the Hirschkäfer from the side, which is gonna give us so much damage, it's crazy. And with the help of the Ratta, we just ram him straight back to the garage. And now look at these shots. With the high alpha gun mode, we just did 1400 damage to the gorilla in 8 seconds. This is absolutely insane in my opinion, and should definitely be nerfed. Now there's only a few tanks left on the field, so now I go head over towards them. And there's still a really good chance to do lots of damage. I think I played it perfectly. I didn't make any mistakes. I was thinking for a long time if I should run from there or not. I was like, if I run from there, I'm gonna give them a very important vein into our base, which would end up really badly for us long term. He had APCR loaded. I thought he had EAT, that's why I angled like this. Oh wow, he's in the corner, bro. Shame, bro, shame. Aw, damn, dude. Now, this next battle started out really badly. I literally lost all my HP in the first 2 minutes of the game, but somehow we turned it around and it became one of the best games ever. Now, I only had 2 allies really behind me, the rest of them were camping, but I noticed that this Minotauro is playing really aggressively, and I have an opening to push him and the IS-7. Once again, the high alpha ability lets me trade really well, and since I know that the Minotauro has heat loaded, I just show him my side that he can't really pan. The IS-7 went back to camp in the back and I could not approach the Minotauro anymore, so I decided to go to the right side and finish off the IS-4 instead. I noticed something really strange. The enemy KR1 was flanking us from the bottom, and well, this gave us a golden opportunity to go for him, but I had to be really careful because the guys on the left were peeking as well. All these guys were unicorns, man. I'm sorry, but... We picked up the Blackrock and I thought it was safe to push forward, but then this guy came. Madre mia, please. What the... bro. Nice. There were still 6 enemy tanks left all around the map, but I was a one-shot, so I had to be really careful and I resorted to sniping. Remember that you should always play passive in these cases and let the enemies make the mistakes and come to you. Since most of them got killed, I head over to the right side and I go really safe in order to get an off angle at the TVP, just before going for the grill as well, and I'm doing it also very safely. And even though we missed the first one, we actually put in the second shot into him for a juicy 682 damage roll. 9.1, not bad, dude. Guys, when I looked at the scoreboard, I was already mentally ready for the next battle. We were down so badly that this game should have been long lost. But sometimes all it takes is one mistake from the enemy. Let's see if we can turn this one around. The story started with me playing the Shep attack on Mannerheim, and I instantly load HE to punish the enemy tank destroyers that peek there. This tank has 4-second reload time with 420 alpha damage on the HE shells, with high penetration. And now look at this carnage. This tank is so broken, man. At this point, the situation on the heavy flank looked really dire, and I was already getting ready to fall back to be able to support my team and shoot from the base. But before that, this VK was actually peeking really nicely. I guess he was trying to do some blocking damage, but it was not really happening for him. This guy doesn't really mind he's getting farmed, dude. 3-6. I need to run. After quickly realizing that the situation is grave, I made my way back into this bush line and knocked down some trees, which gave me a really good position to shoot the enemy tanks that are picking up on the ridge line here. I guess that discouraged them from pushing. At the same time, our even 90 was still in the middle bush, so he was spotting all these guys across the map, giving me a nice opportunity to snipe them. It's going so high. Gonna come from the mid now. Nice. We win these guys, we win these, no problem. Advanced players. Nice. Oh no, dude. Nice, bro. Okay, nice. Don't die, bro. They're gonna push eventually, I think. Let me try to get an angle on this guy. Okay. Please. As there were only 2 minutes left, I made my way around them and tried to find the remaining enemy tanks. Madre mia. I got the T-44. I'll get the Scorp G, you get that guy. Nice, dude. Hello! We won! We won, dude! What the hell? Oh my god, dude, that is insane. Now, I decided to include this one last game with a light tank because it's just great. This is one of those games where after 2 minutes, you already know something special is happening. The enemies have absolutely no idea what's about to happen to them. One light tank. What happened, Wargaming? Now this map is great for spotting. We start off in the standard bush, rushing straight there with a Manticore, but I immediately get spotted, which means that the enemy lighting is playing a very aggressive bush. Let's get this Manticore man, okay? I'm gonna go spot him. I initially thought the Manticore is playing in one of these bushes, so I drove there to proxy him for my FETDs, but he's actually not here, which is very strange, but now I have a very aggressive bush to myself, which allows me to spot all these guys.
Hello?
So the Mantic gets spotted in the middle counter bush and he leaves, but he doesn't spot me and I use that opportunity to sneak around him and not reveal myself. Just shortly before getting back into the same push, this Badger is a very strange player. Oh wait, the Mantic. But then I quickly realized that we have lost the city completely and I now have to get back and to spot it for my team. And in the meantime, look who we found. Nice. Let's cook, guys. Let's cook. Let's cook. The enemy has loads of tanks advancing on our positions, so I quickly get back into this position on the A line, which is absolutely phenomenal. But I still have to be very careful because they are pushing really aggressively. Since I have over 530 meters of view range with CVS, I literally just have to keep driving, and since they're heavy tanks, they simply don't have enough camo to be able to hide from me. Nice. Need to kill the S-Kong, dude. I'm spotted. What? Oh, madre mia, bro. But the game was not over yet, as the enemy team still had almost 8000 HP in play. Schwertwall is interesting. Oh my god. Nice. I gotta find the DBZ, what he's doing. As I finish off the IS-7, we get a perfect timing and I spot the T-57 Heavy leaving. Now I just have to drive towards the enemy base, find the RT and also the WZ. Finish him! I'll get the WZ. Wow. Wow, that is insane. 16k. That is gotta be one of the best games I've ever had in this tank. Well done, boys. 15,900. Holy macaroni.